Hey everyone, it's Shmarky here, and I've just watched episode 6 of The Acolyte. And this will be a quick video. Unfortunately, it's no good. The story is really amateur, and reminds me of stories that I wrote as a child. Very predictable. Not very. I wasn't a very good writer, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like it's very predictable. Quite. The characters are quite dumb, and it doesn't make them endearing and doesn't make you want to be on their side and empathize for them and stuff. So I just wanted to click through quickly a few things and say just a little video, okay? Because everyone is talking about the Acolyte, everyone's making videos on it, and I just sort of wanted to put my 2 cents in. So we start off with a previously on. It shows the big fight, which I was impressed. I know people have issues with, like, I see Shadiversity here. Shad, he had a big breakdown on it. I haven't watched it yet, but he said it was nonsense. I thought it looked pretty cool, but it also just didn't make sense with, in when he's wearing the cortosis and the lightsaber goes out, and instead of it just slicing them down, he goes to a different person. It's like, no, it doesn't make any sense. You should have struck down that person that you just disabled their lightsaber. Anyway, so we're on. This is episode 6, and already you can tell. Let me just the names of these episodes. They're so childlike, and I don't want to be too cruel to these people, these creators of the show, but I'm going to be. I'm going to be, because Leslie Headland is not a good person, I don't think. I think she's like a feminazi. I think she's like a SJW and probably hates right-wingers and all that stuff. But look at how they've named these episodes. Episode 1, Lost Found. Oh, how profound. And then episode 2, Revenge Justice. Because they're twins and you're having the polar opposites. Oh, it's so clever. And then episode 3, Destiny. Okay, that doesn't really go along with the theme of the titles, but okay, Destiny. Then episode 4, Day. And then episode 5, Night. So clever. Wow. Day and night is the opposite. Whoa. So smart. And then episode 6 also deviates and says, The Parent Trap. Are they? And I know why they called it that, because the twins have switched place. Are they? Isn't that like a Disney movie with like Lindsay Lohan, The Parent Trap? Are they really naming after that in Star Wars? It's so basic, and the word that comes to my mind is like immature and childlike. It's like really amateur writing, really amateur stuff. So, I can also see the Acolyte Season 1, IMDb rating, 3.4. That's bad. That's no good. Is it? IMDb's out of 10, right? Let me click here. Oh, it's not popping up. Okay, that's okay. It's IMDb is 0 to 10, right? So it's 3.4. Oh, that's bad. People are universally not liking this, and I don't want to jump on the bandwagon so much and be like a shill and, oh, I hate it too, and I'm making money off of YouTube, which I'm not. But because I'm trying to give these shows grace. I just did an episode on a video on Doctor Who. I gave that show a lot of grace and a lot of leeway, and it still let me down. This show, I'm letting them try and win me over, and it's just not working because of the bad dialogue, the bad story, and also the bad acting. And that's what we'll start off with. Is this episode opens up with I have to remember their names. It is Osha, the good one. She's been taken maybe hostage by the Sith dude, and the first thing I noticed is we'll just watch it for a sec. The first thing I know, you can hear it in the background. First thing I notice is she. I said this in episode 1. She can't act. Don't want to be too cruel, but Amandala, I know you don't fuck with our discourse and shit with your rap song, yeah, but you can't act in a professional manner, and you should maybe like speak to your agent and go to an actor master class sort of thing and hone your skill. And if you want to be an actor, I think you're being used as like a diversity hire and not based on your merit. So you're being used, and it's unfair to you. And like, I'm trying to give you respect. It's unfair to you that they're propping you up and using you like this without having the talent to back it up. I want to act too, but I need to go to like. It's been many years since I acted. I have to get my talent, my mojo back. I can't just expect to be on screen on Star Wars. It's not going to happen like that, you know. And I don't expect that, but like that. That's not what I want. I'm just trying to empathize with a fellow actor, and you're kind of being used. And there are people in LA. I imagine you're LA based. There are acting masters in LA that can help you hone your skills. They're not even actors themselves, but they can objectively say, well, you're not doing it well. You need to do this more. You need to have this motivation and stuff. Spend some time with someone like that, and that can really help you. And this goes for a lot of the actors in this show. Yeah, like, you gotta look in the... act in front of the mirror, practice lines with fellow actors and friends. This is not working. Man, I'm going on a huge rant off of 1 second of footage of her waking up. She doesn't have anything. And there's another moment here, let me click on, where she looks at the Sith lightsaber, and it zooms up on her face, and you'd expect some expressions like, a lightsaber, my god, something behind the look, and it's just blank. And so I think we kind of covered the bad acting, and it's a bit embarrassing you're being kind of used. So we follow her. Oh god, what are these names? Osha. We follow Osha on an unidentified planet, unknown planet. How clever. It kind of reminds me of, there's like some Scottish-ish music playing, or Wales-ish music playing. Kind of reminds me of one of those countries. Oh, and I immediately, when I saw they have these little creatures walking around there, and they're like little cutesy and little baby one, and I was like, no, they're doing it again. We had Baby Grogu, and then Baby Yoda, and then we have like the Porgs in The Last Jedi, and I'm like, oh, they're fucking going for it again with this cutesy. It'll start with the Ewoks, no, even though like Return of the Jedi is like my favorite one. It set a bad precedent, didn't it? So we got like the cutesy animals. They're probably gonna sell toys of it, and they're not gonna get sold because no one's buying any of this shit. Soul. So we get to see Soul. Let me have a look for a second. Soul is my favorite part of this show, even though even he is frustrating. Like, the fact that he can't tell that they've switched. How silly. Of course he would know. They try to explain it away by May saying that sometimes your mind gets clouded by seeing what you want to see. And that's like, oh, okay, it's all dealt with now. That's why he couldn't tell the Sith dude back on the planet was a Sith, and that's why he couldn't tell the twins switch. No, not good enough explanation. But Sol is trying to get in contact with the High Council, and I know what's going to happen. He couldn't get through. Sol's going to die. They're all going to die off because they can't report back that there's any Sith, and because Ki-Adi-Mundi said in The Phantom Menace that the Sith hadn't been seen in a millennia. It's 1,000 years, right? A century is 100. A millennia is 1,000 years. Sol can barely speak English, but he's doing the best job on the show. Good on him. I would recommend him to step away from Disney and do something. Man, I don't know. Everything's so tainted now, but go a different direction with your career. Keep on acting. You're doing great, but like pick a different production company or whoever. Stay in Korea and keep on doing. We're excited for Squid Game 2. We'll see how you fight back against the Squid Game Illuminati. We'll see how that works because you're a good actor, man. So we have this like little gerbil, hamster. No, what's squirrel-ish kind of thing, and he's like sniffing around, going. He can detect that May and Osha have swapped. He can detect, but Sol, the Master Jedi, can't. Okay. May is going in for the kill. He's trying to kill Sol, but he can detect May behind him without looking and without even hearing. She didn't make a noise. He can detect just by using the Force, but he can't detect that it's a different person. No, what a disconnect. What a disconnect. So, my gosh. Oh, there is this little bit I want to look at, and you can hear it in the background. It's just there's no real noise. It's just it's Sol, and the camera stays on his face, and he is emoting and upset about how his whole team just died. And I thought it was a good moment. I did. This is the Acolyte. Everyone hates it, but I have to. It was good. He's a good actor. I'm looking at it now. He's distraught. You can see it in his face. He's upset. He's trying to hold it back because he's a Jedi. He's staring into nothing. He's upset. He's doing a great job, and it's just lingering on his face. I like it. It's a good moment. And then reset the system. Okay. So that was like a good. He's such a great actor. Man, keep on doing your thing. Keep on acting, man. So we had that little moment, and that's good. I really like him. So we go back to the unknown planet with Osha and the Sith, which I don't know his name. I don't know. Discount Ezra Miller. That's what I've been hearing. Yeah, he does look. Although he's a far better actor than Ezra. He actually does have some gravitas. I will say that when he was saying some of the trying to win Osha over to his way of thinking and give empathy and like trying to explain himself, I was actually like, oh, there is some good dialogue, just a little bit. He's actually saying some compelling things which are making me empathize for him. So that's one tick for good writing, or a good moment, sort of good thing in the episode, against 100 negative ticks. So crosses, I guess. So he does get naked, and we don't see it on screen, which it's like a Disney show, and I can see Shad's video here, the Acolyte. Why did he get naked? The title of his video is "He Actually Did That." This is current Star Wars Acolyte Episode 6 review. So that's Shad. Check out Shadiversity. He's a fellow Aussie. He's real cool. Don't agree with everything, but that doesn't matter. We don't have to do qualifiers. He's cool. Yeah, so he has a big problem with him getting naked. I don't. We just saw in House of the Dragon, Amand. No spoilers. Okay, no spoilers for House of Dragon, but a character is naked in front of a lot of people, and it's sort of like a badass moment of defiance. Like he just doesn't give a shit, and it's kind of good. It was kind of done well. In this, I sort of see it similar. He's just like, whatever. I'm going to strip down. I'm bare. I'm vulnerable, but I'm going to win you over with my words and kind of, like win you over, and you're not going to strike me down anyway. So I'll just be butt naked. And so I'm not too, what I'm trying to say is I'm not too offended by it. I can see Shad is. Me, not so much. So she grabs his lightsaber, and then he addresses her. He knows she has been following him the whole time. He can sense it with the Force. He says some good stuff. He has some gravitas to him. He does. So he's doing alright, but he's being let down by, once again, the writers and the general story outline and direction of this show. Okay, so Osha and Sol. Let me have a listen to this dialogue for a second.
I'm sorry. It's time to make things right. It's time for me to face the High Council.
Okay, so he does want to go to the High Council. He does want to go to the High Council and report this. She does say, and he says, I'm going to report everything. And she goes, everything? So there is... Next episode is going to be the flashback of May's point of view. And the real events of what happened on that planet, with their birth planet. With this lesbian space witches. Sorry, I'm just getting pedantic about this camera placement. It's okay. Oh my gosh. This Master Jedi Venestra, she is a terrible actress. Leslie Headland's wife. So a bit of nepotism going on there. Yeah, I don't... She's she's no good. And as I was saying to Amandala, like, she could work on her acting. I don't think there's any hope for this woman. She can't act. No gravitas, and is kind of cringe to watch her. So she's trying to get in she gets alerted about Sol trying to make contact, and that his whole team died, and they possibly think that everything's gone awry. So they're like, okay, we're gonna go to Kofar. We're gonna go to that planet and find out what happened. Osha and the Sith are walking on the beach and having a bit of dialogue. Let's have a listen for a second.
Or you can wait for the tide to go out.
He's trying to win her over by saying, you can go to the ship, you can come with me, and we can have some food if you want. And he's gonna sow the seeds and try and get into her mind and try and win her over. So that's sort of what's happening with that. She finds her sister's Pip droid, which is a ripoff of the Pip boy from Fallout. Well, it looks different, but the fact that they say Pip is like a ripoff. Yeah, the Pip can detect that it's May, the evil twin May. So she factory resets it in quite a funny manner. It's like how with our phones, I'm filming on my phone right now, it's like how you hold down the volume button down and the home button, and it like factory resets or restarts the phone. She does that. It's very modern day in Star Wars. It's very silly. It's quite silly. Yeah. Let's have a listen to some of this dialogue between the Sith and Osha.
The path to the dark side.
Semantics, he says. Dark side and light side semantics? What? There's
You murdered my friends.
I killed Jedi.
So, that was actually clever to me. You murdered my friends, I killed Jedi. That's kind of actually clever dialogue here. That's your point of view, that they were your friends. To me, they were my enemy, and I had to kill them. Because he doesn't... His motives are kind of unclear. He wants to be free to teach a pupil. A bit silly of risking the whole secret of the Sith, man. But I do have to say, like, there's some good... Just like sentences, like a couple of good dialogue bits with the Sith trying to win over Osha. Let's have a listen.
I'm not my sister.
Amandala can't act.
I'm not that easily corrupted.
Not that easily corrupted. Okay, so you can't let other people's words win you over. So she walks back. He walks in front of the saber, just like Han Solo did in Force Awakens, and a lot of people have a problem with that. And I thought in Force Awakens there was quite a lot of gravitas. I was one of the people that had hope in Force Awakens, and then when I saw The Last Jedi, I was like, nah, fuck this. Yeah, but once again, another person walking into a saber. She doesn't ignite it for whatever reason. She could easily do it. He's killed all her former friends, but she's starting to already wane. She just said, "I'm not that easily corrupted." She's already waning to the dark side after a few words. Very, very quick that was. It's good to see a few shots of Coruscant. But this Vanessa, oh no, here she is again. There's this strange British accented Jedi. He's got a strange face. He also is not very good like acting. What did she say? She said something strange here.
No, but our team is ready to meet apart in 20. Are you...
In 20. Such modern vernacular. Current day Earth modern vernacular. Oh, but we'll be ready in 20. No. We talk differently in the universe of Star Wars. I don't know how to... I don't exactly know how to fix that line of dialogue to make it appropriate for Star Wars, but saying, "Oh yeah, but we'll be ready in 20," that's like what we say. No, we this is a different universe. So they're using like this modern vernacular in a galaxy far, far away, and it doesn't make any sense.
As a mission master.
I am.
To be able to run, it's just... You get nauseous after...
This is weird. You get nauseous, and she gets defensive.
I find it unsettling.
I don't get sick. I find it unsettling. That's all. Why are they, this is like petty. This is beneath Jedi. Look at my hair. My gosh. He says, "Oh yeah, we're headed to the Outer Rim. Remember that? No, let's just say it now. The ship. Sol leaves Kofar, and then their ship arrives. There is no accounting for time and distance in this show. They're in Coruscant, the heart of the galaxy, the capital of the Republic, and they go to the Outer Rim in literally it's like 2 minutes. It's like 2 minutes. There's no imagine. It's like us. It's like me going to London and arriving there in 30 seconds, in a minute. Maybe using the underground transit system or something. That's our conspiracy videos. Check out my Rumble for that. Very no accounting for time and distance in this show. Very strange.
I ran a diagnostic. Had to restart the system.
Okay, so Sol and Osha have a little moment.
Villain's true intentions.
Here's where he says, "Why couldn't I work out the villain's true intentions?" This is where she says the cop-out line. Let's have a listen.
When we first met him on Oleg,
I'll turn it up so you can hear properly. Have a
I
listen.
think when you really want something, it can cloud your mind.
That is the entire explanation as to why he couldn't detect the Sith on the planet when they met, and he can't detect that they're different now. Although he does detect in a second. So you're contradicting what you just said. My God, this is hurting my fucking brain.
You see,
I
I had everything that happened on Brentalk.
you are very young.
Brendok, that's their home planet. The next episode is going to show what really happened, and the Jedi obviously did something terrible. Sol did something bad. They struck them down or had to kill the lesbian space witches. The power returns to the ship. This is the I want to show you. I'm having copyright problems, so I can't really show you. I don't know how to work out yet how to show you, but I'll just listen to this. He goes into hyperspace. Off he goes, and boom! Vanessa arrives. There's no accounting for time. Time and distance. It doesn't matter anymore. They went to the Outer Rim from Coruscant. It takes, I don't know, weeks. My God. So they land on the Kofar where they were all the Jedi were struck down, and let's see. Another moment with the Sith
Pitch to my sister.
and May.
I made a mistake with May.
Osha, sorry.
I thought she wanted more than...
Well, look, I get confused with my speech already, and we're talking about a twins, and I'm gonna, you know who I'm talking about. The good, there's like a good, Osha is the good one, and May is the bad one, although now they're flipping it. So confusing. So he's working on the cortosis, I think that is, helmet.
Revenge.
He says some...
I thought she wanted what I want.
What do you want?
This is what he wants.
The power of two?
The power of two. So he knows about that chant. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many. He knows that, and he wants like a pupil. I don't think... He must be a Sith. I don't think he is the master Sith. I think there's another Sith out there, like, who would be around that, Pelagius? Or Tenebris, maybe. But I hope they don't bring them in, because that would make it canon. Oh, God.
My master?
We get a bit of background into... He's got scars on his back, and she asks where they come from. He's like, my Jedi Master. He hit me. He, something happened. Something has happened in his past. He also said that he was a Jedi a very, very long time ago. I don't know what they mean by that. Is he like... doesn't age like the same as humans, and it was like hundreds of years ago or something? Or are they just saying, no, it was like... He's just being vague, like general. It was like 10 years ago. It was like 20 years ago or something. I don't know. Let's have a look. Just a lot of bad stuff in this. This is one of the stupidest bits is when Vanessa and the team arrive to find all the dead bodies on Kofar, and they think Soul turned bad. That's what the explanation is going to be. Soul is going to die, and is going to not be able to report that Sith have returned. Vanessa and the team are going to go back and say that Soul turned evil and struck down all the Jedi, and that's how they're going to explain away that there has been no Sith for a millennia. No, it doesn't work. Soul... Yeah, it just doesn't... It doesn't work.
They must have survived somehow.
Let's have a listen.
His sole aim was to leave no survivors.
This is... Oh my god, this is hilarious. The light whip. The light whip. Now, we saw it in all of the marketing, the light whip. And you think it's going to be used in some epic battle and it's shown in an awesome way? No. It's to take out a little bug behind her, and it's one of them, and she does it and then turns the saber off. That's your light whip, everyone. So, what a misfire. What a misfire, yeah. Also, I was watching Ryan Kinnell from RK Outpost. He's like an expert on Star Wars, and he was talking about light whips. Actually, there's actually like a metal string to it, and like there's like actual physicality to it, and then you activate it, and that's how it becomes a whip. It's not like how does light become all bendy and turn around? Yeah, they screwed up with what a light whip is. I don't even really like what light whips in the first place, even in the EU. I don't really like them.
The scales. But if he did this, why would he send us a distress signal?
Time to get back to the
They
ship.
think it's Soul? How silly.
Prepare these bodies for burial.
At least they do say, let's prepare these bodies for burial. Okay.
Well, and I are going to talk.
Yeah, this is the end of the episode where Soul says, I've had 16 years to think about what to say to you. You're going to listen.
I've had 16 years to think about what I would say to you if I ever got the opportunity.
We've got the opportunity. Okay.
So you're going to listen.
Okay. Fade to black, and then we see... Oh yeah, this is so silly. Osha sees the cortosis helmet, is sort of seduced by it, is looking at it. She sees there's an like a vein of cortosis in the rock, and that's how the Sith has got this material. At least they explained that. But she is sort of tempted by this helmet. She's liking the look of it, and she puts it on. And here we have. Okay, so some breathing, heavy breathing, and she's got the helmet on, and so in the space of a few minutes, she's turned from virtuous, ex-Jedi, I uphold the Jedi, my friends with the Jedi, to nah, fuck it, I'm gonna be evil with this dude, Cortosis helmet. How I can't believe that the twins have flipped, and they actually are going to be the opposite now. Well, the motivations are all over the place. Osha's bad suddenly out of a few words from him. Man, he must be a master manipulator if he can get through to her in minutes, and boom, she's evil. God, she said she's not easily corrupted by words, and then look what's happened. Okay, look, this turned into a long video, 31 minutes. Okay, well, I said what I wanted to say, so I'm not impressed. Silliness, bad. The OT is Star Wars for me, and the prequels, and then nothing else. Maybe some EU stuff, but not Disney Star Wars. Disney Star Wars is terrible. It's terrible stuff, and this is just a mockery of what Star Wars really is. And we covered the bad acting, we covered the bad writing, the bad in-universe stuff like time jumps and using modern day vernacular. There's a lot of problems here, and I gave the show a lot of grace and a lot of leeway. I gave you that chance, and you fucked it up. So don't blame me. Don't blame me. You should have hired better people. This is what we get. This is what we get when we don't have people who are hired off of talent and merit. This is what we get, and instead of good story, we get bad acting and bad writing. Okay, well, that's what I wanted to say. We covered a lot. And what do you think? Is it really this bad? I think so. I think this is galvanizing the audience. No one likes this. And I hear Leslie Headlands wants to do a season 2. It's just a joke. It's like a farce. It's so silly. All I can do is laugh. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you out in the stars. Okay, peace out.